Hey there, welcome to First Five. If you're looking for encouragement, you came to the right place. Let's dive in. I've always considered myself a pretty confident person. I'd say that I'm a person who is confident in his own ability. I'm confident in what it is that I can do. And for some of you listening, you're like, well, duh, I knew that from the moment I met you. But I'd say that that's who I am, that I'm a decently confident person. But I'll just be honest with you. I think over the last few years, I've experienced these feelings of inadequacy. These feelings that I don't quite measure up. I don't have the same level of opportunities or the same level of access or the same level of skills as the people around me, that I don't have what I need necessarily to complete the situation or to add value to the situation that I'm in. And that really adds a level of insecurity to my life. I thought I was this confident person that knew who he was, and when he walked into a room, you could feel that person had this level of self-confidence that was needed to get the job done. Then over the last few years, I've really just been feeling inadequate. I haven't done enough to measure up. Even in this current season, I'm kind of walking through something right now where I've had to lay out, essentially, here's all that I've done ever. And I just feel really inadequate as I begin to look at it, because it doesn't feel like it measures up to the task. It doesn't feel like it measures up to the opportunity. Have you ever found yourself in a place like that before? Where these feelings of inadequacy kind of rush over you. It's this wave of inadequacy that you feel as a result of looking at your own life, taking stock of your skills and your abilities, and realizing that maybe you don't fit the bill. You can't measure up to the task at hand. I feel like that's something that is very common for us in our humanity, to really experience this sense of insecurity and inadequacy whenever held against something that seems bigger than us. Whenever our skills and our abilities and our character is put to the test of something that's greater than we are, we have this tendency to shrink back. What I want to encourage you to do today is not to shrink back, but to tell yourself the truth and stand up. Here's the truth of the matter, and this is an ugly truth. You probably don't measure up, because I know I don't. You're probably not deserving of that opportunity, because I know I'm not. Now, I'm not saying that you haven't worked hard and you haven't grinded and busted your butt to try to make these things happen. What I am saying, though, is that in the grand scheme of things, you're probably not deserving of the giant thing that's in front of you. Frankly, you probably can't handle it alone. I think that's what God's for, to help you, that your confidence would not be derived from self, but would be derived from Him. I think when you find yourself in a situation where the mountain seems too big to climb, where it seems far too large to scale, you have an opportunity to trust in the confidence that you have in God instead of your self-confidence. See, that's where I think historically in my life I've gotten things off. I've thought that my confidence was enough, that my belief in myself was enough, when in fact it wasn't. It was the confidence that I had in God to accomplish the task. It was the confidence that I had in God to lead me through. It was the confidence that I had in God to get me through what it was that I was going through, that helped me to overcome my feelings of inadequacy. It was truth that ultimately helped me to overcome what I felt like I lacked. When I didn't feel like I measured up, I knew who did. So maybe that's encouragement for you today. In the areas of your life where you don't feel like you measure up, you know who does. In the areas of your life where you don't feel like you can meet the standard that has been set before you, you know who does. So walk with Him. Allow Him to lead you. Allow Him to move you in the right direction. And then be reminded of who you are in Him. I want to read this to you. It says this. It's so good. This is David. He says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Whenever these feelings of inadequacy roll over you, you need to be reminded of truth. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you should know that full well, that the works of God are wonderful because you are a work of God. You're his masterpiece, created for good works. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are known and you are cared for. And that's the level of confidence that you can walk from. You can walk from this confidence of knowing that you were created for great things by a great God, so that you would walk in them. You can walk in confidence today into your business, into your school, into your home, knowing that when these feelings of inadequacy, I'm not a good mom. I'm not a great dad. I'm not a great husband. I'm not a great wife. I'm not as good of an employee as some of the other employees. I'm hearing from some of the other moms, some of the other boyfriends and girlfriends, and I'm feeling I'm not measuring up to the standard of what I see. I'm seeing all these things on social media and I'm comparing myself, and it's getting me into trouble because I feel like I should be farther along than I am in this journey. I shouldn't still be addicted in this way. I shouldn't be still going through these things in this way. And what I would say to you is just to give yourself grace. Why? Because you are worthy of it, because God says you're worthy of it. You're worthy of his grace. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And despite your inadequacies, despite the areas where you fall short, you are loved, you are known, you are cared for, you are made in the image of God. Whether you choose to believe that or not, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Would you allow the truth to overwhelm the negativity? Would you allow the truth to overwhelm the inadequacy? Would you allow the one who does measure up to help you, to lead you, and to guide you in situations where you feel like you don't? I really hope that encouraged you today. We'll talk soon.